Hey everyone, this is Ken, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on a color combination lock. Now the cool thing about this is the fact that you can literally choose anywhere from 2 to 15 different colors to actually make your locking mechanism. What I love about it is the fact that it's only one block wide per color segment, which really makes it extremely compact, and you can put this pretty much anywhere. So let's begin. As you hit the button, you're going to notice right away that the colors are going to be changing. Now, once you set your colors to the exact sequence of the code you chose, or the color pattern you chose, it's going to unlock the entire system. Now, the color pattern I chose was green straight across, but you could literally choose over, I believe is 14.3 trillion different color combinations, which to me is more than enough. So check it out. We got these two redstone lamps on both sides. And the second we get this down to a green box, they're going to turn right on. Check it out. Hit it one more time. And voila. Look at that, it's awesome. And you can really connect that signal either to a door, a vault, any kind of mechanism, and it'll send the signal off amazingly. Now check this out. Once you're done, all you have to do is hit this reset button. And it's actually going to randomize the blocks. You see, it's going to completely shift all the blocks to pretty much whatever you feel like. And then once you hit the button, it's going to stop. Now, this is a great way to reset your entire system so no one could really have the opportunity to guess what your code is. Because trust me, pressing each button a bunch of times will be time consuming. So check it out. Let me show you the back, show you all the redstone. It's pretty quite simple. Now I've managed to get this down to one block wide so they can all be right next to each other as you press the buttons, and they won't interfere with each other. And that's kind of the whole point. We want to condense this and make this as compact as possible, which is amazing. And what I love about it is the fact that you can really transmit the signal either to the left or the right of the design. See what I mean? So right there, that redstone dust that's on is transmitting the signal when the system is on lock. Now, of course, you're going to have to invert the signal, but this is just a great way to really set your whole system up to pretty much any direction. Now, let me show you this one segment piece. Now, you're probably wondering what those furnaces are. They're just more for a stationary solid block that can be moved, which really stabilizes the entire mechanism. And you can just see how compact it really is. Now for this tutorial, we're going to be doing a 5 color combination. Now at this point, guys, this is going to be the basic materials we're going to use for this build. You will be needing a block of your choice, some stairs, half slabs, droppers, hoppers, some glowstone, but that's really completely optional. I mean, you really don't need it, but it really gives a nice look to the design. Redstone dust, redstone torch, repeaters, comparators, piston, sticky pistons, and you're going to need an unmovable block, okay? So you can use either a furnace or any other block that just can't be moved. Some power rails, rail activators, some glass, a few buttons, and of course some torches for lighting. Now at this point, guys, make sure you pause so you can really set this up. You want to have your layout all ready before you even start this build. So just pause at this point, just get your stuff organized and ready. Fantastic. Now at this point, I want you to place a block right there, and about one repeater going outwards, and 5 pieces of redstone dust. Then in front of that repeater, place 5 repeaters. Then 2 redstone dust right there, leave a spot with a block there, and a torch right in front of it, with some redstone dust on the side of it. Then you're going to place a comparator going towards that block, and you're going to leave a 2 block gap with a comparator facing the other direction, and you're going to delete those 2 blocks. Now what we're creating here is a timer, so you want to place 2 hoppers facing each other, and right where those 2 blocks are deleted, you're going to place 1 torch, or 1 redstone torch, right in front of those 2 blocks. Now this is great because a lot of people like to use a redstone block, but it's just a more resource friendly way to get the same results. So place a piston there and there as well, with a block right in front of it. Now for the timing mechanism for the reset system, you want to put at least a minimal of 4 blocks or more. Okay? Because it's going to create that nice pulse to really shuffle the entire combination lock. Then you're going to place a block right there and one on top and delete that. And you want to place a torch right in front, because that's going to lock the piston itself. Then you're going to place 4 half slabs right across. And I want you to place a dropper going forward, a repeater, well, comparator behind it with a dropper going upwards. Then place a dropper going the opposite direction with a hopper facing downwards. You see? Then right there in that block, I want you to place at least 1 piece of dirt. Fantastic, guys. Alright, it's really coming together. Now place 1 piece of redstone dust there, and that's going to be your silent T flip-flop. Now I want you to place 5 droppers facing inwards, with hoppers going towards each dropper. Then you're going to place some comparators going outwards with a block right in front of it. Fantastic. So let's get our pistons. You're going to place some regular pistons right on top of that block. And then you're going to place 1, 2, and 3 blocks and stretch it from one end down to the other. Then over here you're going to place 1 repeater there, leave a space, 1 there and there as well. Then place repeaters on the opposite end, and in between you're going to place 1 piece of redstone dust. Now this is just another format to really utilize, well, minimize the amount of repeaters you're going to use. Just make sure that the back row has full repeaters. Then place a torch right in front, and a block on top of it, and on the side as well. Then place some torches right on top of that block, and over here you're going to place a block there, 1 in the front, delete that, and stretch that right across. And you want to place some repeaters going towards each block. Fantastic. Now at this point we're going to create a 4x4 frame just so we can set up the pistons exactly right. Place your block there, stretch it right across, and you should have this kind of format. See, a 4x4. Fantastic. Now place a piston there going inwards, and right underneath you want to place a furnace. You see? What the furnace does, it prevents any of the blocks from moving out of place. See? Place 1 on the side. Then we're going to place 2 blocks there, delete that, and place a piston going inwards, and delete the block in the back. Then place a furnace right on top. Then over here, place 2 blocks on top just like so, delete the one in the middle, and a piston going downwards. And I want you to place 1 furnace on the side. Awesome. Alright, so now that we got the actual layout of how all the pistons and furnaces are supposed to be at, you're going to delete that frame because that was just temporary, just to help us configure this whole format. Now you're going to repeat that to each segment. Okay, so now once you've done that, I want you to place a block there, 2 more, delete that, place a torch there, 2 more times, delete that, and a torch there. So you're going to pretty much extend this about 3 blocks up with a torch in between. Then you're going to place some blocks right across from each one, and in between them, make sure you put those torches. They're very important. Trust me, it makes a world of difference, especially with the timing. Nice. Okay. Now, when you place 3 half slabs right across with a block in the middle and delete the one underneath, and you're going to extend that, of course, to each section. So you're going to pretty much extend that to as many combinations as you have set up. Now, guys, bear in mind this gets very repetitive, so we're going to be doing this back and forth quite often. Then we're going to do the same format with the repeaters and some redstone dust in between. Now this is different. We're going to place each repeater on top on 2 ticks. Fantastic, guys. There's some torches in front of that block. Then you can place a half slab right in front, delete that one. Put a block on top, one on the side, delete that. Then we're going to extend it from one end right across. Now we're going to place some repeaters right on top and make sure each repeater again is on 2 ticks. And on the opposite end, you're going to place some torches. Fantastic. Now at this point, guys, I didn't explain this, but make sure you put some power rails and rail activators on top of those droppers, alright? So they got to be in a back and forth motion. Okay, that's very important. Then once you've done that, just cover that up. And that as well. And you're going to place a button right in front of that, okay? Because what that does is it activates the dropper right underneath. Because those power rails on top, it creates a quick update. Fantastic. Now you can place some redstone lamps underneath just so you can see the lighting. And for on top, I like to generally add some glowstone just to make it light up a little bit. It kind of brings out the color. And at this point, you want to make your own personal frame. So I like to add some stairs upside down and just kind of create a nice little framework around this. And guys, at this point, I want you to really just customize this to your own liking. I mean, feel free to pause and just kind of really make your own style of framing for this design. Now, once you've done that and you're already finished doing that, you're going to place a block there, a half slab there, delete that, then 2 more on each side. Say 1, 2, 3, and delete that. Now, of course, you're going to place that, of course, right across. And you're going to place some repeaters right on top with some redstone dust in front of it. Fantastic. Then you're going to place a block, well, a half slab in front on both ends. And that's pretty much going to be your output. So you can either have it on this side or on this side, depending on how you want your mechanism. See? Now we're of course going to extend that right across on this side on the interior as well. And what I want you to do is place some repeaters going forward, but behind it just add 1 lever because these have to stay on continuously. Fantastic. Now at this point, guys, I want you to set the blocks for your colors, okay? So just set up all your colors and you're going to place it right across from each other, okay? So they all want it to be at least even so that when you shift them around, you don't get too confused, okay? So I'm going to fast forward this a little bit and just feel free to pause at this point just to really set that up because I know that could be a little tedious at times. Perfect. Alright, now that you have all your colors and blocks in place, okay, we're going to delete this entire row on top, okay, because you need at least 1 spacing so you can really start getting this thing moving. Now check it out. This is very important, guys. I want you to set up your code, okay? So my code is going to be blue, green, yellow, orange, and let's say red. Awesome. So that's going to be my code. That's going to be my personal code. So first set that up, right? Now, once you've done that, go in the back here and see where these repeaters are. You're going to delete the block right behind it. Now you can either place some glass right behind it, which is cool, it's not bad. But the only problem with glass is you can really see it once it passes through when you're changing the code. So I really don't like the way that looks. I want to really make this blend in. So if you really want a different effect, just add a stair. Now make sure the back part of the stair is facing the front, you see? So that when it shifts past you, when you're seeing it, it looks like a regular block, so you would never know that. So my personal favorite, I personally like to use stairs, so I'm going to show you how that looks at this point. Because you can tell that it kind of locks off the signal, you see? It doesn't transmit the signal to the repeaters. And depending on where the output is at, always make sure you invert the signal with a torch. Fantastic. Now, of course, we're going to test the randomizer, or the reset system as I like to call it. And you're going to notice right away that it's going to completely reset the entire system. And once you have the colors you want it to reset to, just press it off and you're good to go. Anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you could please leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you.